Hello, YTPC. Joshua Stewart, pipe up north. Well, once again, I've got my cob. I've got a codger blend in it. And you're probably watching this video on a Tuesday. If you've been watching my channel lately, you know that I do the codger and a corn cob and tobacco tin Tuesday. We'll start out with the corn cob. Just a Missouri Meerschaum Legend. Nothing special. I love these little pipes, so they're cheap and they work great. I've got a Dr. Grabo paper filter in it. I've been using the White Elephant Meerschaum filters a little bit, and they're pretty decent. But just kind of going back and forth between them and the paper filters, and just still trying to decide what I like best. So the Meerschaum filters are definitely a little bit more expensive than the paper ones, but you know, if they make the smoke a little bit better, it's probably worth it. But anyway, the old Grabo paper filters are usually pretty reliable, and they're cheap and they're available. I mean, I think I can go to some of the local pipe shops. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. My wife knocked on the door of the shop here and just had a question asked me. She had a little accident at work today. She works at the kitchen in a high school, a local high school here, and she was doing some cleaning, deliming the dishwasher or something like that, and the cleaning chemicals kind of splashed back and got her in the eye a little bit. Of course, you're working in a kitchen like that, they've got the eye wash station right there, so they went and washed it out right away, and you know, she's fine. But of course, we've got a friend that's a medical doctor, and he says never go online about medical stuff. So what's she doing tonight? She goes online and finds out about this chemical that splashed in her eye, and you know, all the horrible stuff that can happen with this, and seek medical attention immediately, and blah blah blah. And so she came out here. I'm recording this Monday night, but it'll be live on Tuesday morning. So this happened like 12 hours ago. And should I go to the ER right now or something? It's like, how does it feel? Well, it feels fine. Don't worry about it then. If your eye is in pain and swollen shut in the morning or something, well then go in. And like I say, they had the eye wash station right there, and she flushed it out right away, and for a few minutes. Well, of course, online it says flush it for 20 minutes. I didn't flush it for 20 minutes, so. But, so, she's all worried about that because she went online and saw what the online doctors had to say, which freaked her out. So anyway, I was talking about the filters, I believe. So yeah, kind of go back and forth between the paper filters and the Meerschaum, and I'll have to get some of the other charcoal filters to try one of these. I've got the Dr. Pearl, but they just, Dr. Pearl Jr., I believe it is, they seem to restrict the draw just a little too much for me, which I don't mind a tight draw, but It's just a little too much. So anyway, continuing on. Got the corn cob and the codger that I've got. I haven't had for well over 6 months, I'm sure. Paladin pipe tobacco black cherry. I bought that pouch probably about a year ago. Smoked a bowl in it right away. I wasn't impressed. I think I had a bowl like 6 months ago. I still wasn't impressed. So I kind of had a little bit of hopes now that I'm liking some of the burley blends a little bit more. And I don't dislike it as much as I used to. The cherry is very, very light in it, and you can tell it's there, but it's not like the Cult Blood Red Moon or the Very Cherry, or I'm trying to think what other cherry blends I've had. I've had a couple of like the Borkham Riff cherries. I think there's two of them. Or Captain Black Cherry. I mean, they're not that overpowering, over the top cherry. It does try to bite a little bit though. I had a bowl right before this I was going to record, but then I finished it all, so filled myself another bowl. It's over half gone already, so it seems to burn a little bit quick, but it might be a little bit dried out too, because it's been stored in the pouch, but the pouch has been in a jar, so it shouldn't be dried out too bad. Now, if this is the only thing available, I'd probably still smoke it. But I think we're kind of living in a, how would you say, maybe a modern golden age of pipe tobacco, where there's a lot available, at least online there is, for decent price, and might as well have what you like. Although this could grow on me. And maybe if I had a charcoal or a meerschaum filter rather than the paper, it might help just a little bit with that bite. It's not biting very bad for me, but it's definitely coming through kind of hot. And maybe it's dried out a little too much and burning a little hot, so that's why. That could be why. I don't know. Well, enough of that. I got an antique tobacco tin I can show you. I'll just do a quick recap of the... Oh no! Hold on. Bad part about having a cat on your lap when you're doing this is you get a little butterfingered. But so anyway, show you the tin. It's a pretty cool one. Stag tobacco. This is Lorillard Tobacco Company. It says on here, Jersey City, New Jersey. I did my 5 minutes of internet research before I started recording and couldn't find out too much about it. Other than the Lorillard Tobacco Company was started in, I think it was 1910. Well, it was started way before that, and then there was a series of acquisitions and mergers, and it became part of the American Tobacco Company, which, if you know anything about tobacco history, that got broken up because it was considered a monopoly. So some of the main companies within that American Tobacco Company umbrella were spun off, and Lorillard was one of them. And they took their brands with them, apparently, and Stag must have been one of them. I couldn't really find out much other information besides that as to when it was made or what the components were, or when it quit being made, or any of that information. But I'm guessing this is pre 1930, just a guess. Hard to say. It's a little smaller than most tins. I don't have. I've got some of the other pocket tins up there, but I don't believe I've got a. Oh, here we got a Prince Albert tin handy here. So just to give you a size comparison, it's a little bit smaller. So it must have been, if the Prince Albert's a ounce and a half, this is maybe an ounce and a quarter at the most. It's a little thinner. But it's a little dirty. It's not perfect shape either, and fortunately when I dropped it, it doesn't appear that it dented or anything. But there again, the artwork from 100 years ago. And if companies started doing artwork like that again, I'm betting sales would improve. Just kind of looking inside here, there's a looks like there's some printing on the inside of the lid. There's a lot of rust, or surface rust anyway. Oh, look at that, I can read. Well, I can read some of it. Stag guarantee or guaranteed? I can't quite make that out. Oh, that's hard to read. But I can make out everlastingly good. I don't know if you can. Maybe it'll show up on camera better than. But yeah, just their little guarantee that a lot of them had, that this is the best stuff out there. I can find anything with a date. There's some other small print here. Factory number 10, 5th District, New Jersey. Basically, like a lot of the older tins had from that era, that they were complying with whatever laws were in place at the time. But, so, yeah, neat old tin. Moderately rare. I mean, they're out there, and you could probably go on eBay and buy one right now. I didn't look and see what they're going for, but I'm betting if you could find one for $5, you should probably grab it. But anyway, that's our tobacco tin. So, give you a little update on the car situation. I said in the last video I maybe had some suspicions that the Ford garage might be trying to rip us off. I talked to my regular mechanic today, and he's, well, not necessarily, because those electronic power steering things, sometimes they have intermittent things going on. So, and for that particular model, where it is in the production, like I think I mentioned the other day too, there was only about a 6-month stretch where they used that particular part, and finding a new or remanufactured one is very difficult. But we found a, not necessarily a remanufactured, but a refurbished used one, but it's up in Canada. So that's getting shipped out today or tomorrow. Or when you're watching this, yesterday or today. Should be here late in the week, and so hopefully we'll get it in there, and if all goes well, we'll have our car back by the weekend. But so, yeah, it's still going to cost a few bucks, but it's not going to be $3,000. But should be about half that by the time we're all said and done. Should be less than half that. So, which still sucks when you're not planning on spending that kind of money on car repairs, but I guess the way I figured, it's only a couple months of car payments, so we were talking, well, maybe we should consider buying a different car, which I don't think a new car would be something that we'd ever really consider, but it's like, unless you buy like a really almost new that's got the factory warranty on it yet and stuff, I'd rather just fix what I have, because I know what I have. I know the good, I know the bad. I know the things that we've done to it that shouldn't need to be done again for another 100 or 200,000 miles. And the wife likes the car, so we'll hang on to it for a while. far as the giveaway that I announced the other day, I have been in contact with all the winners, and we do have one international winner. So we're trying to, well, figure out how to comply with the customs and all that stuff. And hopefully it won't be too big a deal. But I guess maybe if you've stuck around this long, I'll maybe pose a question to some of the more experienced smokers out there. I think I'm just about done with this. I've been experimenting over the last little over a year that I've been learning the pipe. Done the aromatics and the Virginias and Burleys and Englishes and Balkans a little bit with the Latakias and some of the dark fireds and that, but I haven't ventured very deep into the Orientals or the Oriental forward mixtures. And I see it listed on as an ingredient on a lot of blends, but it doesn't really look like it's like a leading component. It's more of a, how do they say it, like a condimental. Condimental, is that a word? Accessory component, maybe. So if anyone has some recommendations for a very Oriental forward blend, but the catch is that it would be little or no Latakia in it, because I'm not there yet on Latakias or Latakia, whatever the proper pronunciation is. So yeah, if anybody's got any recommendations for something to try, maybe get either an ounce or two if it's a bulk blend, or a pouch or a packet or tin or whatever it comes in. So anyway, I don't know if I'll get another video out this week or not. Got a busy week coming up. I'm going to try to take off work an hour or two early on Friday, and I'm planning at this point on going up north for the weekend, and I'm hoping the whole family can come with, but right now it's looking like everybody's got other stuff going on, so I may be up there all by my lonesome again. Plan on getting a few things a little bit more ready for winter coming up. One of the big things I got to do, which I probably won't do this weekend, I'll probably wait until November before I do it, but I just have to do some reinforcements to the tent, temporary, so that it can hold snow load a little bit better. It's not uncommon to get at least one snowstorm every winter where we get a foot of snow up there. sometimes more. I think we had one last winter that had like 16 or 18 inches. That's a lot of weight. So I need to make it strong enough so it can hold that at least for usually a day or two until I can get up there and get the snow cleared off the roof of the tent. But I don't think we'll quite have peak fall colors up there, which I don't have too much for hardwoods on the property anyway. We've got some aspen mostly for the hardwoods, otherwise it's mostly pine trees and evergreens. But along the way up there we go through some beautiful hardwood forest areas that if you catch that peak time, it's just beautiful there. I think peak color is going to be probably the following weekend. Which I'm not going to be able to get up there at that time, but oh boy, I rambled on long enough again. So appreciate you watching, and say we'll maybe get another video out this week, maybe not. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, for now, have a good day. This is Joshua Stewart, Pipe Up North. Catch you on the next one.